Welcome back children, Sai Ram. Today in grammar period we are going to start our new chapter, that is chapter 1, noun and its kinds. So come on, go and get it fast your grammar textbook. If not, your rough notebook also will do, pencils and erasers. Today we are going to cover part 1. Okay, this chapter is divided into 2 parts and we'll see part 1 today. So children, I am going to show you this picture which is there on your in page number 1 of the grammar book, noun and its kinds. Look at the pictures and read the sentences. You are going to read it aloud, at the same time observe the pictures. The first picture we can see it's a calendar. In the second picture you can see a girl sitting on the chair and reading a book. In the third picture you can see a parrot, and in the fourth picture it's all vegetables and fruits, they are mixed. Okay, so let's see what is written below the pictures. First picture, there are 12 months in a year. While reading the sentences, please give attention to the bold and underlined words. There are 12 months in a year. Second sentence, the girls study better than boys. Third picture, the parrot is a bird that talks. And the fourth picture, fruits and vegetables are very costly these days. So in the above sentences children, you can see which are the words. They are underlined: months, year, girls, boys, parrot, bird, fruits, vegetables. These are the underlined words and they are nouns. We have already studied what are the nouns. What are the nouns? Can you tell me? It's very simple. You are right. Nouns are the name of persons, places, animals or things. Let's revise once again. Nouns are the name of persons, places, animals or things. Let's see 2 examples. Now look at the following sentences. First, Akbar was a great king. Chetan is the best player in the team. Now in the underlined words, Akbar, Chetan, these are the proper nouns. King is a common noun and team is a collective noun. In all these 2 examples, we have seen the examples of proper nouns, collective noun and common noun. Now what are these nouns? Let's see in detail. A proper noun is a special name given to a particular person, place or thing. Remember children, a proper noun is a special name given to a particular person, place or thing. Here in the above sentences, Akbar is the name of a king. Akbar is the name given to that king. So Akbar is a proper noun. Therefore it is a proper noun. Chetan is the name of a boy. So it is a proper noun. Common noun is a name given in common to every person, place, animal or thing. Both the things you have to remember and fix in your mind children. Common noun is the special name given to a particular person, place or thing. And common noun is the common to every person, place, animal or thing. King is a name given in common to persons. Okay. So, it is a common noun. When one word is used for a group or collection of people, places, animals or things, it is called as collective noun. Now what is a collective noun? When we use one word for what? For a group of collection of people, places, animals, things, it is called as collective noun. The word team We have seen two examples just now. So in that sentence we have seen that Chetan is the best player in the team. So the word team represents a collection of players. When we say team, so we just visualize that team of players, isn't it? Collection of players. So it's a collective noun. Team is a collective noun. So three things we learned just now. Proper name given to particular person, places or things, that is proper noun. Name given in common, it's a common noun. And the word we used for a group of collection of people, places, animals or things is a collective noun. Now one activity is given based on this information. Again, it's a very interesting activity. We have to classify the nouns in the following sentences in their respective columns. 10 sentences are given, children, and you can see below that 10 sentences this type of table is given, isn't it? So we'll read the first sentence first. Rima always speaks the truth. Now children, remember, whenever there are 10 or 15 sentences are given to solve, so I'll be covering more than half in the class or in the video, and remaining you will do on your own as a homework, as a practice. Okay. So let us solve this first 7, 8, 9 and 10 you will do on your own. This 8, 9, 10. So first sentence is Rima always speaks the truth. Now we have to classify the nouns. We have to classify into proper noun, collective noun or common noun. So for that first you should be able to identify the noun in the given sentence. So we'll do that first. Rima always speaks the truth. Now in this sentence, which is the noun? Out of Rima always speaks the truth. These words, Rima is the noun. Correct. Then second, first we'll identify the noun, then we'll put it in that particular column. Our teacher has knowledge of all subjects. Our teacher has knowledge of all subjects. So here teacher and subjects, these two nouns are there. Third sentence, Solomon was known for his wisdom. Here Solomon. Fourth, Indians are known for their intelligence. Indians. Fifth, Queen Sheba was famous for her beauty. Sheba and Queen. Sixth, there was a fleet of ships at the seaport. So fleet and ships and seaport. Smita purchased a bouquet of flowers. So bouquet and flowers and Smita, these are the nouns. Now let's put these nouns in the proper columns. Here we have given 3 columns: proper noun, common noun and collective noun. Now you can see, first sentence we have seen Rima always speaks the truth, and we identified the noun, that is Rima. It's a name given to a girl, so we added this name in proper nouns column. Second sentence, our teacher has knowledge of all subjects. Teacher and subjects, the word teacher and subject is used in common, so we put them in common nouns column. See, third sentence was Solomon was known for his wisdom. Solomon, this is the name of a particular boy, so we added it in proper nouns column. Indians are known for their intelligence. Indians, proper noun. Queen Sheba was famous for her beauty. Sheba, proper noun. Queen, common noun. Then sixth sentence, there was a fleet of ships at the seaport. Then fleet of ships, fleet is a word which is used for the collection of ships. So fleet will go in collective nouns column and ships common noun. Smita purchased a bouquet of flowers. Smita is a proper noun, flower is a common noun, and bouquet again is a collective noun. This way we have put all these words in particular columns. Now let's move ahead and see and learn different type of nouns. Now so far we have studied common noun, proper noun and collective noun. Now we'll learn countable and uncountable nouns. Countable and uncountable nouns. Its name only suggests what type of nouns are they. Can you see these pictures, children, on your screen? This is the picture of a tree, star, biscuit, jam, coffee and sun. So in these above sentences, children, we find the nouns tree, star, biscuit. These are the nouns which can be counted. We can count, isn't it? We can count trees. 2, 3, 4, 5 or 100 trees are there. We can count them. We can separate them. Then we can count the star. We can count the biscuits also. But can you count coffee, jam or star? No, we cannot. No. So the nouns that cannot be counted are called as the nouns which cannot be counted. They are uncountable, and the nouns which can be counted are countable nouns. Based on this, one interesting activity is given here. The question is tabulate the given nouns as countable or uncountable nouns. So below these pictures, the two columns are given, countable, uncountable, and in your book we are going to put these words properly, correctly in that particular column. But I am going to just show it through the arrow by drawing an arrow. Let's read all the given nouns first, children. Okay. Come on, read it aloud with me. Girl, flow, water, tin, book, flower, train, ship, milk, pigeon, sparrow, juice, tea, rice, sugar, branch, glass, sauce, food, ink. Now while reading only you must have seen that which word is the countable noun or which is the uncountable noun. So let's do it. So total 20 words are given, children. I am going to do only 10 here in the class. 10 is remaining 10 words are your homework. Let's see. Girl. Can you count the girl, children? Yes. So girl will go in countable noun column. Then flow. Can you count floor? No. It will go in uncountable column. Water, uncountable. Tin, we can count tin, so it will go in countable column. Book, countable. Flower, countable. Train, countable. Ship, countable. Milk, uncountable, because we can measure the milk, we cannot count the milk. Pigeon, countable. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 till pigeon we have done in the class. Now remaining from sparrow to ink you will do on your own. Isn't it easy? Yes. Let's move ahead. Now children, let's learn more about singular and plural nouns. Singular and plural nouns. You can see, children, countable nouns. Countable nouns can be singular or plural. The nouns, the things or the places or the people which we can count, they are countable nouns. So that can be singular, plural or plural. We have to follow some rules when we change singular nouns to plurals. It's very important, children. Usually many children make mistakes in this. So be careful, be attentive, give attention and learn the rules. We are going to learn the rules with the examples. First rule says add s to change the singular nouns to plurals. Like, now we have to add s. Just by adding s we can make plural form of that singular noun. For example, see, cow, cows, shop, shops, kite, kite, kites, ear, ears, flower, flowers, fan, fans, boy, boys, train, trains. Sometimes we add es to the nouns ending in a hissing sound like s, sh, and ch, and x. So when the noun end with the hissing sound like s, double s, sh, ch and x, we add es to make it plural. Let's see the examples. bus, bus. So buses, bus, buses. Gas, gases. Bush, bushes. Box, boxes. Brush, brushes. Dish, dishes. Dress, dresses. Church, churches. So remember, when the noun end with the hissing sound, we add es to that word to make it in plural form. Next, third rule is for nouns ending in o and s, if a vowel precedes o. Now it's very important, children. Let's learn it with the example. See, first example is radio, radio. And what does the rule say? When the noun ends in o and s, if a vowel precedes o. radio. The word is ending with o, right? And before that, can you see the vowel sound? Yes, I is there. So we add only s to that noun. Radio, radios. Piano, pianos. Bamboo, bamboos. Dynamo, dynamos. For nouns ending in o, add es if a consonant precedes o, like mango, mangoes. See, mango, mango. The word is ending with o and the consonant is there. Yes, so in that case we add es to the word. Mango, mangoes. Tomato, tomatoes. Negro, negroes. Potato, potatoes. Next rule, for nouns ending in y and s, if a vowel precedes y, like key, key, keys, keys. If the noun is ending with y and we have to add only s to make it in plural form. Okay? In which case, if a vowel precedes y, e, vowel sound. Key, keys, valley, valleys. Donkey, donkeys, day, days. Next rule says, for nouns ending in y and the consonant preceding, drop y and add ies. Now see, sky, sky. The word is ending with y here, but the consonant is this before that y. So in that case, you have to just drop y and add ies. You have to add ies. For example, see here, sky, skies, story, stories, city, cities, army, armies, this way. Seventh rule. For nouns ending F or FE, change FE into VES. Okay. If the noun is ending with F or FE, you have to change that FE into VES. For example, CALF, calf, and the plural form of calf is calves. CALVES, calves. Shelf, shelves. Wolf, wolves. Thief, thieves. But we add S to the following nouns to make plurals. So these are the nouns examples they have given where we add only S if at all they are ending with F. These are the plurals like chief, chiefs, roof, roofs, dwarf, dwarfs, proof, proofs. You have to just by heart these words. Some plural nouns are formed by changing one or more vowel in them like foot, feet. Now some plural nouns are formed by just changing the vowel sound in them. One or more vowel sound. Foot, feet, tooth, teeth, man, mane, woman, women. Some nouns do not follow any rules. Now some nouns are such children that they don't follow any of the rules. The way we have learnt it now by adding S or ES or by adding S to the noun ending with the F. They don't follow any of the rule. They are child, children, mouse, mice, ox, oxen, and louse, lice. There are some nouns which are same in singular and plural like dear, dear. If you say dear, dears, it will be wrong. So some nouns they remain same for plural and singular. Dear, dears, ship, ship, aircraft, aircraft, and fish, fish. There are some nouns which are always plural in form. They are always in plural form. They are spectacles, scissors, binoculars, and trousers. Understood, children? Initially you will feel that it's quite confusing, but it is not at all if you practice it. Read all the rules again and again. Try to understand it and just follow the rules by reading it more. Okay. Now let's see the activity based on this information we have gathered now. Fill in the blanks by changing the nouns in brackets into their plural forms. You can see, children, in the sentence fill in the blanks are given and one word is given in the bracket. So what we have to do? We have to write the plural form of that word which is given in the bracket. Let's read the first sentence. Only dash and the word given in the bracket is man are rational animals. Now only dash man are rational animals. So what is the plural form of MAN, man? Very easy. It's men. MEN, men. Only men are rational animals. Hyderabad and Sikandarabad are called twin. And the word given in the bracket is city. CITY, city. What is the plural form of city? Just look at the ending word Y. We have learned that if the word is ending with Y and the consonant is there preceding it, so what do we add? We drop Y and write IES. So we'll get the answer cities. CITIES, cities. A gang of dash thief broke into the house. THIEF, thief. The word is ending with F and the vowel sound is there before F. So the plural form of thief is thieves. THIEVES. F will change into V and we'll add ES to that word. So we will get the word THIEVES, thieves. One thief, many thieves. The dash made dash in the cupboard, and the words given in the brackets are mouse and hole. Plural form of mouse is mouses. Yes? No, I'm wrong. Plural form of mouse is mice. The word changes entirely. We don't make plural of mouse by adding s or es. The entire word changes when you make it in plural form. Mouse, mice. The mice made hole. One hole, HOLE, hole. And plural form of hole is holes. The mice made holes in the cupboard. Snow White lived with 7 dash dwarf. So it's simple. The word is ending with F. So I have to just add IES, isn't it? No, some children are saying no. Why? Because before F it's a consonant. So what should I add? Only S. Dwarfs. Next question. Fill in the blanks with the words which are used before the uncountable nouns. Okay. Now some words we use before the uncountable nouns. So which are they? They are commonly used in your written and spoken English. So that we have to put here in the blanks given. Give me dash biscuits. Give me dash biscuits. So which word will come here? Give me few biscuits. Give me few biscuits. There is dash room for all of us. There is dash room for all of us. So here we'll write there is enough room for all of us. I don't have much time to wait. I don't have much time to wait. There is only some coffee left in the jug. There are dash fruits in the market. There are many fruits in the market. There aren't any friends for me. Use some cotton to make the doll. And this 8 and 9 you will do on your own. Okay, total 9 sentences are only given there. This 8th and 9th is your homework. You will do on your own. So here we come to an end of today's session, children. Let's stop here. Sai Ram.